Hello girls, how are you? This is Unit 4, Lesson 4. The title of the lesson is Protecting Earth's Water, Land and Air. Let's start with the first topic, which is what are conservation and stewardship. You should know that humans greatly affect land, water and air. So if we wish to keep using our resources in future, we need to conserve and care for them. If we want to keep resources for the coming generations, we should take care of our available resources now. So two methods are used in order to keep resources and preserve them, which is conservation for the first one. The second one is stewardship. They seem to be similar, but they are actually different. Conservation is the wise use of natural resources. By practicing conservation, we can help make sure that resources will be around for future generation. While stewardship, on the other hand, it's the careful and responsible management of a resource. Yani, stewardship of Earth's natural resources will ensure that the environment stays clean enough to help keep people and other living things healthy. Keep in mind that any action that helps maintain or improve the environment is an act of stewardship. Let's start with water resources conservation and practices applied as a stewardship. The title is How Can We Preserve Water Resources in this page. Earth's fresh water supply is limited, so it is important to use this resource very carefully. We can have this managed by first, number one, conserving water, number two, with water stewardship. We will discuss each one aside. Now, people should also be careful to avoid polluting water because the quality of water, as you know, is important to the health of both humans and ecosystems. The main way to protect drinking water is by keeping pollution from entering streams, lakes, and other water sources. This way, you guarantee that you are not having polluted water. This can be applied as laws and as practices by individuals. Certain laws indicate how clean drinking water must be and limit the types of chemicals that can be released into water. Okay? On the other hand, individuals can themselves help disposing toxic chemicals and by reducing the amount of fertilizers used on gardens. Okay? Now, for land resources preservation, we must protect land resources from overuse and from pollution and repair damage that has already been done. Okay? Through three practices in the first two pages here and another three practices in the other two pages. So total 6 practices used in order to preserve land. We will discuss each one of them. Let's start with preservation. Preservation is the protection of land from being damaged or changed. And this procedure is very important. You should know that local, state, and national parks protect many natural areas and they at the same time ensure the survival of many species. Now, the second method is reforestation, which is the process of planting trees, okay, from the verb to forest, okay. Reforest means plant trees one more time to establish a forest land. Now, some old forests, they need to stay intact for animals that need them to survive because you know animals, they consider forests as habitats. As well, land can be damaged by mining, development and agriculture, so we should go through the third procedure, which is reclamation. It's the process by which damaged land area is returned to the condition or almost the condition it was in before people used it. You should know that many national and state laws guide land reclamation. Okay, now let's go to the other two pages, which is a procedure as number 4, reducing urban sprawl. You should know it's the outward spread of suburban areas around cities. This term is supposed to be familiar to you because we had it in previous lessons. The problem in urban sprawl is it leaves less land for native plants and animals. Okay, so for humans, we have the rights to build houses and businesses and so, but we don't have the right to ruin native plants and animals' habitats. So by reducing urban sprawl, this will help protect land resources. Okay, this can be done by constructing, for example, taller buildings and placing businesses, houses close to each other. For example, instead of building 100 houses horizontally, that means each house has one floor only, we can instead build 5 buildings. Each building consists of 20 floors. Okay, so in this way we are building, or we are using less area for the same number of houses or apartments. Okay, one of the very important methods to conserve resources or preserve them is recycling. You know, it's a term familiar to you. It's the process of recovering valuable materials from waste or trash or scrap, which is everyone can help in this process. Okay, starting from kids to large businesses. The last method here is related to methods applied to conserve soil. Okay, so soil conservation, this is for point number 6. Protect soil from erosion or degradation by overuse or pollution. For example, farmers, you know, they can change the way they plow in order to conserve soil. Okay, this can be done through contour plowing or strip cropping. If you notice, I have numbered them in black. They are 5 examples: contour plowing, strip cropping, terracing, crop rotation, or no-till farming. Okay, you can go through the lines and read about each one of them. The last 2 pages here are related to reducing air pollution. You should know that everybody can help reduce air pollution in many different ways. Okay, you can have your own way as well in order to protect air from ongoing pollution. One of the most important ways to reduce air pollution is energy conservation. Okay, energy conservation, especially or particularly energy that is produced by burning of fossil fuels. Okay, because fossil fuels are the most commonly used energy resources. What is the problem behind this? When they are burned, they release pollution into the air. So if we use less energy, that means fewer fossil fuels will be burned. Okay, I can give you examples that you can apply in your own house. For example, use energy efficient appliances. Okay, like CFL bulbs that uses less amount of energy for the same advantage of having light energy. Or You can decrease the use of air conditioners or heaters, and you can use public transportation more than private transportation. This is by reducing the amount of energy you are using. As well, you can generate energy without creating much air pollution, because we need energy on daily basis. How can this happen? As we took in previous lessons, we can do this by developing technology for alternative energy resources. Okay, we reduce the amount of pollution created by burning fossil fuels. If you, for example, produce electricity, or electricity generated by wind turbines, okay, as we took before, and renewable energy resources, or by solar panels, moving water, or even geothermal energy. Okay, the last step or method, which is method number 3, through laws. Okay, governments in many countries, they can work independently and even together to reduce air pollution, because air is not contained by borders, as it's familiar to you. Some solutions must be international. Okay, some solutions must be international in order to reduce pollution that is taking place in air. Thank you for listening. Hope that this was useful for you. Thank you.